Good morning, my lovely students. My name is Zaripova Shakarjan, and I'm your teacher. I'm an English teacher of Urgench State University. Today, we'll talk about education and about its historical views. Are you ready? If yes, let's start. So, education is its kind of general sense is a form of learning in which the knowledge, skills, values, beliefs, and habits of groups, of a group of people are transferred from one generation to the next through storytelling, discussion, teaching, training, or research. Education may also include informal transmission of such information from one human being to another. As you see, we can spread our education, like our knowledge, with other people. Okay, education frequently takes place under the guidance of others, but learners may also educate themselves. So, as you see, we can get knowledge, we can grasp knowledge by teachers, with the help of teachers, I wanted to say actually, or by ourselves. The self study. So, any experience that has a formative effect on the way one thinks, feels, or acts may be considered education. So, as you see, it doesn't matter when the person like feels, thinks, acts, it also shows his education. Yeah. Education is commonly and formally divided into stages such as preschool, primary school, secondary school, and then college, universities, and many, many other steps. And of course, let me add the science and art to the education. A right to education has been recognized by some governments. At the global level, so Article 13 of the United Nations, which was written like in 1966, International Covenant on Economic, Social, and Cultural Rights, recognizes the right of everyone to an education. So as you see, all peoples of the world have a right to study, to be educated. But unfortunately, some countries don't have an like ability, or how can I express it better? How can I put it better? So they don't have a possibility. Yeah? Education can take place in formal or informal settings. Let's talk about it. So here at the center, you can see the word education. So what is education? Education is talent. It's written. Education is improvement. Education is skills. It's a gift. Yeah, it's gift for you because as I mentioned about in many countries, people don't have a chance to study, to be educated. So etymologically, the word education is derived from the Latin language, the meaning a breeding, a bringing up, a rearing. Yeah, it means the words. And from the word educo, it's Latin word. I educate, I train. It means yeah, I educate, I train. So the homonyms of this word, I lead force, I take out, I rise up, I erect, and from E, it's kinda out of. And the word and the last meaning I wanted to say, to conduct. I conduct, I lead. So all these words belong to education. So history. Let's talk a little bit about the history of education. Education begins in the earliest prehistory as adults trained the young in the now and the skills deemed necessary in their society. In preliterate societies, with was acted orally and through imitation. Storytelling passed knowledge, values, and skills from generation to the next. As cultures began to extend their knowledge beyond skills that could be readily learned through imitation, formal education development. Schools existed in Egypt at the time of the Middle Kingdom. So Plato founded the Academy in Athens, the first institution of higher learning in Europe. So you see the development, yes, step by step. So even in this picture, you can see the civilization. So the city of Alexandria in Egypt, founded in 330 BC, became the successor as an intellectual cradle in ancient Greece. So there, mathematician, Euclid, and anatomist, the scientists started to work here, as you see in the picture. Oh my God, how many like letters here. I think they are like, instead of books, they use these kind of letters initially. What about the European civilization? Okay, let me tell you about it. It suffered a collapse of literacy and organization following the fall of Rome in AD 476. So what about the China? It's of course Confucius. The education system started. So after the fall of Rome, the Catholic Church became the sole preserver of literate scholarship in Western Europe. And later, the Church established Catholic schools in the early Middle Ages as like centers of advanced education. Some of these ultimately evolved into medieval universities, forebears of many of Europe's modern universities. So here you can see the building. Okay, let's continue. During the High Middle Ages, the Catchers Cathedral operated the family and the influential Catchers schools. And after that, they proceeded in this way. So here you can see the modern buildings of schoolings. It's kind of religious schools. Okay, I think that's enough for today. Thank you for being me. Goodbye. See you soon.